Our first guest is an award-winning and knighted actor who, when I was growing up, taught me everything I needed to know about running a city and a starship. Almost 20 years after saying farewell to Starfleet and his crew, he returns to the role of Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek Picard.
And you thought I was a desperate old man, quixotic, paranoid, possibly senile.
Let's just leave it at quixotic.
And now the windmills have turned out to be giants.
You want an apology?
I want a squadron.
Jean-Luc?
Clancy, out there in the Vide system, right now, beings who have as much right to life and liberty as you and I, or Commander Data, are being hunted down by an enemy who seeks to exterminate them.
Jean-Luc!
No, Clancy, if you say this is not a job for Starfleet, then I'm sorry, but you are a waste of space.
New episodes of Star Trek Picard stream Thursdays on CBS All Access. Please welcome Sir Patrick Stewart. This is an absolute thrill. I got to get this out up the front. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, always have been. When I was a kid, I'd come home from school at 4 o'clock. It would come on every day. My friend Joe would come over. We'd religiously watch every episode. When the movie Generations came out, I was there as soon as it came out. And then there's some photographic evidence from, I believe, Halloween 1995. Just so you know, I really mean it. So I think it's safe to say, at least among every mayor that I've known, I'm about as big a Star Trek fan as can be. But I gather there are a lot of figures in public life and in politics who are big fans.
Oh, my, yes. You are. May I call you Pete?
By all means.
You are in very good company. I have known one president, 2 chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, one of whom asked me, may I sit in your chair? And Secretary of State Madeleine Albright was a huge fan. So, and then we have the others too. But so welcome to this company. One day, you know, we should have an event. We'll gather all these people together. It will be a kind of Star Trek convention, but of a different sort of nature.
So let me say this. I mean, you not just the character, but you have, I think, a commanding presence, it's safe to say. I mean, to the point that senior military officers would want to check for your permission before sitting in a chair. So it must have crossed your mind. I mean, so many figures from entertainment now are in politics. The president of the Ukraine, the president of the United States. Has it ever crossed your mind? Has anybody ever suggested that you go into public life or hold public office?
It has never crossed my mind, but yes, there have been proposals and suggestions. One in the United Kingdom. I've been a member of the Labour Party for 35 years, and I committed my first act of civil disobedience when I was 5 years old at the post-World War II general election in 1945, when, of course, to everyone's amazement, Winston Churchill was thrown out and Clement Attlee got in. And I have been a left-wing man ever since, which sometimes... it can create little problems sometimes in the United States, but I would get a lot of fun out of it. There's nothing like sitting around a Beverly Hills dining table with a lot of fancy guests and telling them that you're a socialist. Don't come near me! But, yeah, so... but I heard about your affection for Star Trek while you were campaigning.
Oh, okay.
Early on in the campaign, I heard about that. So I tuned into you. You're terrific.
Well, thank you.
And, you have a quality of speech-making which is going to stand you in great stead, because it's spontaneous, it's immediate, it's natural. It doesn't sound prepared in any way.
Are you saying I might have a future in late-night television?
Only if you will invite me once a month.
Deal. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Done. Now, I also have to say, I also had the great pleasure of seeing you and Sir Ian McKellen perform on stage in New York in Waiting for Godot.
I heard about that. Why didn't you come backstage?
Well, I don't think they would have let me back then. I was just
please.
obscure.
I mean,
I don't even know if I would. I think I would have been an obscure Indiana mayor at the time. But it was an amazing thing to see. And I know you and Sir Ian are famously close friends, but I wonder, when you collaborate with a close friend in such an intense professional environment, does that strengthen the friendship? Does it test it? What's it like working so closely and so intensely with a good friend like that?
It does both, Pete, and it's a little bit like a marriage, you know? And by the way, Sir Ian married my wife and I. He performed the ceremony.
That's right.
He became qualified online, of course, because you can do pretty much anything.
No, this is actually one of the great privileges of being a mayor, is you can marry people.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like, as long as it's within St. Joe County, Indiana, then I could marry people. We had a couple. I was a little early in for work one day, and I was trying to avoid people, actually, because the staff hadn't come in yet. And this couple popped out of an elevator. They said, oh, we're so glad you're here. And I was thinking, oh, what do you need? And it turned out they were on their way to the hospital. She was going to get a C-section, and they wanted to be married so that they could tell her parents that they were married when they also gave them the news about the new little one. So we just went ahead, took a ribbon, made it into a ring, did it on the spot. It was great fun. But I got to say, I can't imagine that I would have performed The Office nearly in as much style as Sir Ian would have done.
He was wonderful. There were actually 2 ceremonies, which is not generally known, because we were in Berkeley, where we were doing the Harold Pinter play. Forget it.
Some Harold Pinter play.
And we learned that he could not use his credentials in Nevada, where we were getting married. My wife is from Reno, and we were in California, where the credentials were accepted. So in our last week, one night after the show, we invited Ian and our 2 other guests and a director to a Mexican restaurant for dinner. And it was really closing down when we got there. It was very late. And Ian had brought with him a kind of robe, but our guests had no idea what was happening. And in fact, we were formally married in a Mexican restaurant.
A different kind of wizardry. I love it. So
he made a speech at the supposedly authentic wedding, which was so moving. I looked out, and the audience were wiping their men and women. And I thought, but this is a wedding. But it was so emotional. It was very powerful. Look, I don't know how much time we have. These things go very fast.
What?
For you.
Oh, can I open it now, or?
Please. Oh, yes, of course.
Right. Oh, my goodness. An original Next
that
Generation
is not...
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Oh, that will have pride of place. I love it.
Well,
wonderful.
It's not just an original, because there are scores and scores of copies.
Oh, my goodness.
But this is my working script. You
What
see?
a treasure.
Picard is underlined, and there even are, I can't find them, but there are my handwritten
Oh, my
notes on
goodness.
some of the
Well, that is an absolute treasure. Thank you so much.
Would you like me to sign it? Would you like me to sign
yes,
it?
absolutely. Right,
Because I've
yeah,
signed
right there.
the photo-
Absolutely.
right here.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we are about to test my my fandom in a new way. When we come back, Patrick Stewart and I are going to go head-to-head in Star Trek trivia with a special guest, so stick around.
Congratulations on making it to the end of a YouTube video. Why not celebrate by clicking the subscribe button? You earned it.